so that you can create better.
Because you're disrupting your body from going into that stress mode every time, and your blood's going to come back to your forebrain, and you're going to be able to actually resolve a few things and to move forward. Okay, and you may have to do this cord switching on a few people, to yourself, or particular situations. You can do a lot of work with this. The main thing I'm going to tell you to do is just place your hand on your forehead and your hairline and just put it there and just feel how all of a sudden you're not going to get the answer you need, or this is always happening. Just put it, give it a color and number, and then just start to let, think. Because your hand is on your hair and hairline and forehead, the colors and the number will come down itself, because the blood's coming back up, it's cleaning out, it's flushing out the dendrites, which are the way your thoughts will become chronic. It literally will start to balance out your thinking, and then you'll recheck it, and then you'll notice that the color could be white and the number you're not sure. But that's okay, but you'll feel calmer. The self-talk will calm down. You'll be able to think your way out of a paper bag a lot more. And I would do the thought management healing tool as well on mwreveal.com, left side healing tools. Do the thought management. You need to kick a bunch of people out of your head, because they don't need to live there. And right now, that energy is bombarding you. And we need to get you to resolve so that you can be more into the space who you are. As far as being able to stay where you are, yeah, you could if you just, we have to take care of these issues, because you're used to this abuse. You're used to this fighting. And because you are used to it, and your brain keeps, your frontal lobe is where it creates reality. And if you're used to it, that means you have to recreate those thoughts. If you disrupt them, we create better thoughts, you're not going to attract that hell into your space, regardless of all the good advice that people are trying to give you. You need to take charge. You need to do it from your inner space. Okay?
What's interesting, the book Who Switched Off My Brain by
awesome book.
Caroline Leaf. She actually has pictures of what bad memories look like in the brain. It's actually kind of fascinating. But what these healing tools do is, because the brain is so regenerative, and that you can heal, it's like doing those updates on your computer system. That's what a healing tool is like, and you can shift out those bad memories out and create new pathways.
Because just by thinking about it and giving yourself a pep talk, and then start forcing yourself every day to say, okay, I'll behave better, or I'll just ignore those people, or I'll do the right thing. All that's going to do is make you live just being in a human state and recreating hell in another form. Well, that didn't work. Let's try another pattern. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try another pattern. How many times do you need it? How many bitch slaps do you need? Literally just realize that we can stop it to the core and change the inner world, so that your brain doesn't have to constantly think and recreate those moments, so that you have to constantly be in hell. Alright, so please listen to the archives, watch the YouTube channel, Medicine Women Reveal, and you get to get in there and get the gems and listen to everything we say, and just do it several times. But, even if you don't do any healing, just keep listening and notice, that we want to give you support and we want to help you get through this, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty.
And you can keep us posted.
Yep, and maybe, call back in sometime. We're going to take a small little break, and we'll be back after this. And thank you, dear. Seeing everything that you need. So again, pay attention. Is there something familiar in that caller that you say, oh my God, I get that, I feel the same way? Then listen to the healing tools. Apply them. If you are given advice, and because you're familiar that you don't like people like that, or you don't like people that do that to other people, and you have applied wonderful tools for yourself to pull you forward, then understand they work for you, and they're great that you can address. But there are other stuff that's deeper, and it's important to understand that it may not work for other people. This is why there's all these different perspectives and choices that are out there, and it's so important to look at every one of them, because everybody's correct. But which one do you align with? Which one will be good for you? So when you are talking and giving out information, just remember that if that person doesn't connect with it and it doesn't right for them, don't force it on them. Because it has to come from them. It has to their soul has to be in alignment to where their growth pattern is on that soul. So when people don't address or don't do what you want, just remember, they have not gotten to that perspective to come up with the answer you did. And just because you come up with the answer that has helped you doesn't mean that these people are stupid. It just means that you got to where you're going. And this is where your answer was. Those people, you can throw it out there, let it be a catalog of life, and then their soul will start to choose what's right for them.
And if you've got this passion, this drive that you have to talk about, whatever this is, are you losing life force energy to that? Is it something positive, or do you know that you're taking life force to feed whatever this belief is?
Because Jen, one of the things that she went to was a Black Power rally, which was awesome because the information she brought back was the lateral thinking. It is the third option that actually helps you and not have to choose right or wrong, left or right.
You don't have to, and it's not that you have to stand up and fight for it anymore. No,
Yep.
It was awesome as
No
far as the
shoving.
education. We're going to stand together.
Yep, no shoving it down anybody's throat. It is, let's do something different. Let's do it in a different way. And this is what we're saying, is that if you are mad, then you're going to keep feeling the issue. But if you have passion that you're not sure if there's any mad, go heal it. Because we have a passion that wants to help the world. We don't see it as a problem. We see it as, well, if there's anybody that's familiar with this, here's some answers. Maybe this might apply to you.
And are you losing life force energy? That's the biggest thing. And it's interesting when we ask people, did you know that you're losing some life force energy
They
to
have
that?
no clue.
What? What do you mean? No, this is the way it is. Da, 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 da. Okay, you just lost some more life energy to that belief, and I'm just saying that you might want to pay attention.
And so
to
we
that.
don't want to address it like that to people, because people that do receive it that way, there is a difference between a human mindset and a spiritual mindset. Becoming a spiritual human is knowing that you're going to have your higher self first, then living as a human being on this planet. This next generation, we're not talking about the kids coming up, but all of us that get to make a choice that is coming to the energy that's here, that we don't have to do the pimp and the prostitute energy anymore. We actually can take and do options, and we can go, suffering is an option. Yes, it worked for you, I don't quite familiar with, I'm familiar with this one. Yes, you'll learn to come in vibration, in the alignment with what's good for you. So we're going to take our next caller, and we're going to go back to 510, and hopefully we can get through this time, and if not, then I'm sorry, then maybe you can call back in or something to get the line connected.
Okay, we'll try again. Hello, area code 510. Are you there?
Hello? And we're not able to seem to connect with you, and you have your hand raised as if you want to ask us a question. What we're going to do is say, please call back in again to maybe we can get a better connection. And what we're going to do is we're going to hang up, and we're going to go to the next caller, which is?
We have area code 705. You are on the air with Brenda and Jen.
Hello?
Hi,
Hi.
Hi.
How can we help you?
my name is Lynn, and I was wondering if you could maybe give me a general reading of some kind.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I feel like you're, everyday life is happy. It's going, it's moving. You can have a cup of coffee, smile, the sun is shining, everything's good. But your soul is looking to spark you, meaning it wants to give you a direction. It wants to push you and say, hey, how about let's do this hobby until it comes into something. It's looking to give you a passion. Does this make sense so far? Do you feel like there's something more out there to life than what you have?
Yes.
Okay. And so that is what they're telling you, is that you are getting to be clay. You're going to start sculpting yourself, and you get to decide. You just have to be careful of the people that you would bring into your space that would help sculpt you, because their dreams are their dreams. Now, they can give you ideas, they can help you, but just remember, if they're getting mad because they didn't take your advice, or you didn't take their advice, you have to remember you're learning to find out you. Okay, so the card that popped up was called the Gentle Gardener. It's in reversed. It says, do you harbor resentments? How often do you reinforce negativity by a reaffirming lack or limitations? Every time you send out a desire for something, but secretly harbor a belief that you're not deserving or I'm not going to get it. Just remember, that's a weed. You can pull that out and get it out of your dreams. When the Gentle Gardener appears in the reverse position, she reminds you to be aware of any negative thoughts or selfish motives. She encourages you to step back and pay close attention to what thought seeds you send out into the universe. Weeds choke the life out of your beautiful garden. No need to fret, however, because once you recognize this, you can always remove a bad seed and replace it with a healthy one. Forgiveness is most important, powerful restoration tool. So when you're thinking about what you want and you start to wander off your pattern and you start thinking negative thoughts, just remember you can say cancel, cancel, cancel. They haven't really quite seeded. But if you're used to wandering off and all of a sudden you're like, oh, it'll never work, and the familiarity is really strong, and you're like, oh God, that's like a 10 plus, it just always is in my face, then please use a healing tool. Get those weeds out of there permanently. Take them out by the roots. Don't just cut them and don't just pull them. Get the roots and all. Disrupt that signal. And Jen, what'd you get, dear?
Okay, so they're talking about an instinct that's effortless for you that that needs to be healed, and it seems like, I don't know if you are a volatile person or if you have a lot of things simmering below the surface, but that's the card that came up, and that perhaps maybe some of that stuff needs to be healed, because all of a sudden it feels like that's an instinct, or does that make sense?
Are you still with us?
In what way?
Well, I'm looking at what the cards say. I pulled these cards and I'm
all right,
making
so let's
some
stress
sense
it
out of
again.
them.
All right, so what was the first one you said that was?
So the volatility, like with a volcano, there's stuff that
Are you
sits below
withholding?
the
Yeah, are you withholding without getting mad at people? Do you withhold, say words under your breath? Do you harbor? Do you put it inside? Do you not show that because it's not a good side of you? If you don't like resentment, okay, go ahead.
I have a great deal of information, but unfortunately I can't draw it. So I have this wealth of knowledge that I can't get out there because
there we go.
I can't do it because I'm lacking the skills.
Okay, that's why the ancient healing card come up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Because if it wasn't
when I ask for help,
mm-hmm.
I either get people that actually are insulting that I would even ask anyone for help, because they are so much in denial that someone like me could even need help.
All right, you got to draw the right people in.
Okay, so in other words, what happens is I will legitimately try to ask for somebody to help me, but people see me as so strong and able that how dare you even ask people. So in other words, what happens is I get shamed for even asking. And I have given and given and given my whole life to everybody, to the point of I've given to other people and even done without myself.
Okay, so that's what they're saying.
Because I can keep replenishing because I know how to do that. Meaning that there's no better place for somebody to put their straw than into a full well, right?
Okay.
Because you can just siphon off a whole well, and the well will just refill itself. And
okay, you got to set boundaries.
The simple things that I need, I can't seem to get anybody to even help me to even know where I could even go to school to learn how to do these things myself, because I lack all the skills.
Okay. The thing is that you have to remember that you have to create healthy boundaries. The people, you were supposed to show up that way before, not anymore. Your soul is actually done. So creating those healthy boundaries is that when you're so used to doing something, for instance, I'm so used to having to cook and clean and take care of the house and the family, and I'm supposed to be a strong one. I'm not supposed to do anything. And my soul says, oh, we're so tired of this. And I'm thinking, you're not kidding. And then all of a sudden, what would happen if I say no? Well, that's unimaginable. I can't say no. Everything will blow up. But my spirit just said, no, you're done. And I sat down one day and I didn't cook supper, and I didn't do this, and I didn't do that. All the stuff that was expected of me to do, I showed up differently, threw everybody off kilter, but I got to reset my boundaries. I said no.
Okay.
I said, I'm done. I'm going to redo this, and I'm going to do it my way. If you want to be in my life, great. If you don't, then leave, because I have got to get myself back into balance. So I learned to start taking and creating boundaries. The toughest part is that it is the shame and the guilt, because I think you come from the same background where we have to correct ourselves in our head, and we need to apologize, and we need to put that olive leaf out there first. We need to. No, we don't. We
Be accommodating.
We don't have to accommodate. We don't have to compromise. We don't have to do any of that. We literally have to start creating for ourselves. So you can start showing up differently anytime you want. Yes, there's the part that you're going to have to expect people are going to want to pull you back into who you were, and they're going to tell you you're crazy, they're going to say stuff, but you got to start trusting that instinct. You already have it alive within you. It's just that you had lived your life because it's the way it was supposed to be, and you lived your life for others. And my main reason is that I had to live my life because I was scared to death and I had to be safe. So I had to be 2 steps ahead of everybody so that I wouldn't get hurt. And literally, I became a pleaser, I became the strong one, I became the one that did everything. And I don't want that position. But I did it because I wanted to be safe. And I'm more safer now today than I have ever been, because I started to change those rules. The main thing they're telling me is that you're used to having dread in your life. Every single moment of your life is actually dread. So I would tell you to go out and define and redefine. Notice how the word dread, go find out. Write down your definition. Go talk to some friends. What are your definition of dread? Mm-hmm. Go to the dictionary and the thesaurus. What is dread? And then you're going to give it up and put it together, and you're going to give it to the universe, and you're going to learn synchronicity. Synchronicity with the universe is that you're going to learn to say thank you. Now, I'm not sure if I got my thank you therapy up yet, but I know there's a video that I have done. But what you're doing is that you're going to come in sync with the universe speaking to you. Not the energies of the people, but with the universe. And you'll start noticing clues of how you're being like breadcrumbs to where you need to go, what you need to do, because you already have this ability into you, and you just need now to fine tune it. You don't need anybody except for to be able to these little things. And yes, if you we could help you out here to there, and we teach classes on the sides and stuff like this as well. But learn synchronicity and learn to say thank you. And when you start seeing people come at you being upset, know that that's your correction process that says that you have to go back to safety, which means you can't go down that road. You can't do that. But there's a stronger part of you inside that says, oh, but I have to. The greatest risk is not taking anything at all. And you need to literally stand up and start going in the direction that your soul is telling you to go. And sometimes this is the toughest part, and that is it's got to be okay to lose your friends, family, whoever else. And it's not that you're going to lose them as much as you're going to learn to stand up, and you're going to be able to grow right where you're standing. And as you start to walk your path, you're going to leave trails where flowers can bloom. Okay? You literally will start to create and have new friendships. I had cut myself up so much as far as my identity, who I was supposed to be, how I was supposed to be. I had no friends. I didn't have much of a life, and all I did was work, and I always was a strong one. And when I took that golden lasso, that's also a healing tool we have on our site, and I threw it out there, and I said, golden lasso. I threw it out there. I said, I want friends, damn it. I'm so tired. I need like-minded friends. Thank you. And the people that started to come into my space, I thought they were weird. But guess what? They were just like me. And the people that I had around me started to go, oh, what are you doing? I mean, the first time I did put up Mahatma Gandhi's thing, it says, be the change that you see in the world. And I had that posted on my wall. Somebody goes, well, that's just stupid. And I started to correct myself. I could feel it. And I'm thinking, oh, hell no, we're not doing this again. I'm going to show up opposite in that, and as, oh, well, I'm sorry, you feel that way. I don't see it that way. And then I started to talk the works of art of how I liked it, and they walked away, and I'm thinking, I don't take offense to that. I must be in alignment with more of who I am. You're going, and the golden lasso is that you'll start bringing the people, the places, and the things that are going to support you. Today, I have so many friends that are like-minded. They get me. They understand me. I don't have to have all those old identities anymore. I can become more of who I am. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I want you to visit our healing tools. They're all free for you to look at, get familiar with. Let them. Start using them in your world. And when you feel any negativity that seems to be your own thinking or others, tap it out. Heal it out. Find one way to heal it out. Get it out of there. Because that is the weight that's pushing down your goodness. And so you can't grow. And it is also the attraction factor that keeps bringing your hells back into your space. So again, start getting everything out of there, whether it's bitterness, resentment, anger, frustration. I always track these kind of people. This always happens to me. Get it out. Because once you start taking those identities off, your true identity starts to come out effortlessly. Jen, where can she go?
www.mwreveal.com. M as in medicine, W as in women, reveal.com. And then on our homepage on the left-hand side, there's a menu. Go to Healing Tools, and that's another pop-up. There's a whole bunch of healing tools that will pop up. And so you go to Golden Lasso.
I've got a ton more to put up. I just
thought
have not been able to
management.
do it.
You may need to kick some people to the curb outside your head anyway.
There's more healing tools also on Medicine Woman, the number 4, the letter U.com. And remember, when you write woman, it's an A instead of an E. But and I haven't transferred all the new ones off of there onto MWR site. But there's a ton of healing tools, and I just feel like you need to get familiar with them, start using them, because you need support. And if you can give yourself support first, then you're going to start getting rid of all that dross of all the identities that says you have to be this, 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 and that. Your true identity is just going to come out by itself. There's no work for that. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so you know where to go now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, stay in
The
contact.
only thing I didn't
Yes?
The only thing I didn't hear is you said www.medicinewoman, and was there a number?
Yeah, the number 4, the letter U.com.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so just the number 4, you don't write it out, just put the number, and then the letter U, and then .com. And that has all the other, like I said, the other healing tools that I've been putting up. I just put it on my site first before we put it on our group site. Okay, so keep in contact, and if you need help, we are Medicine Women for Hire. I guess that's the word I want to say. We do have a practice on the side. Yeah, we have a practice on the side, so you can look at our services if you need us, and we can go from there. But I have a lot of faith that there's a part of you that can start finding this familiarity with some tools, and when you start tapping out how you know your hells, or know things, I think you're going to be able to be noticing that you already have the gift within, and it's already been trying to force itself to the surface, and that's why you keep getting bitch slapped after bitch slapped with things. And that all can end. That all those can end so you can have a better life, okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Keep
you.
in contact. All right, so we'll take another caller.
We have, we had a question.
Question.
Let's see if
Are they still there?
if they're still here.
They left the room.
Well, they're, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the question was, and we'll address the question anyway, for this person. This person had, yes, they're here. Great. So then they can.
The question is?
I'm scared. I keep hearing people across the world coming forth about possible medical malpractice. Nurses are reusing needles between patients, and today I had my blood drawn. I saw the nurse assemble the kit in front of me. She had to take apart a couple needles, and she was real careful what looked like to me, and I'm scared. So there's some fear there.
Okay, first of all, remember, fear is an attraction factor, and it can draw to you the very thing that you're afraid of. So now my question to your soul is, why do you have to have this fear of this? And it is about that you feel hopeless about certain things, and you can't trust in a certain way. So now I've got to look back. When was the first time hopelessness and distrust came into play? And it was when you were 3 years old, and it felt like that they didn't put your best interest at heart. It was for their benefit and not yours, and you really didn't feel like you were put first. It felt like you were being disgraced, or you just weren't considered important. Okay, so now I've got to ask the next question. So do you feel like you're important? No. When was the first time you felt like you weren't important? 2 years old. And that's when you felt like, all I can hear is the word is the gist of it. I don't know what the gist of it is. I don't know what that means. I'm stuck. I can't go past that because all they're doing is repeating. It's just the gist of it.
You can't get the gist of it?
Meaning this person can't get the gist of it? No. Just desserts? No. Okay, I'm going to pull a card. What does it mean? Just gist of it. All I keep hearing is the word. It's repeating itself, so the spirits are saying it's so important. Okay, Jen, what did you get?
I got from the healing angels, listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So, and it would be about the healing.
Okay, so I got the gobbling and it's reversed. And it says it's often difficult to deal with someone else's issues because they impact your own. No one is perfect, but in this case, you're particularly vulnerable to being manipulated. Don't take this world personally. When the goblin card arrives reversed, it's a sign to step back with detachments. Don't let other people's stuff lead you to reaction in the old wounds. Love yourself unconditionally, set boundaries, and your goblins will fall asleep. Love is the answer. So in this case, the clue was when you hear that bad stuff is happening on this planet, consider the source. Okay? If you are getting fear fed to you, and it sounds like it comes from a reliable place, then you need to heal it out. I had this woman that I really had great respect for, and I still do, but her belief system wasn't a particular thing about fear. Oh, the world's going to end, and we need to do this, over and over. And she kept trying to tell me, to convince me that I have to do this, and I have to do this. And I'm like, but it's for you, yes, that's what you have to do. But for me, what I'm hearing is that if I have fear, I need to tap that fear out, because that is not my identity. I don't have to be pimped to think I have to have the fear. And so the end of the world came and went as we know it for our particular way of knowing things. I didn't go into that fear state, and I still came out all right, but I didn't feed the fear. Okay, does this make sense? And so the thing is that when you start hearing stuff on the news, is it correct? Is everything you read absolute truth? Is, coming from a great source, is it absolute truth? It can be for them. Do you need to draw those experiences of bad needles to you? And the thing is that what I'm getting is that, in a way, yes, I do. Why? So, because you can't stop thinking about it. Remember, your frontal lobe in your head, your frontal lobe, recreate your reality the moment you wake up every day. You've been doing it for how many years? The same way. We can disrupt it so you don't have to have a chronic way of thinking or believing. When you are becoming obsessed about something, you can't stop thinking about it, that is your soul telling you that it's disturbed. That they're saying, you're losing this much life force. Our observation and our focus and attention is so stuck over here, and you're out of balance. And there is actual way to help you heal that thinking that seems that you can't stop thinking about it. It feels like an obsession. In this case, I would say use hope therapy. Go to www.medicinewomenreveal.com, left-hand side healing tools, and look for hope therapy, because you're going to hold R2S. And R2S is how you are. It's a stomach meridian, and it is the alarm. It is the way it's connected to the planet, and when you will be drawn to the greatest fear that the planet has, or the greatest fear that you're familiar with, and it will be a false truth. A false positive. It's like it's telling you that this is true, but it's not true. It's there. It's just not yours. You don't need to bring it into your space. And it's saying that so you're oversympathetic. You feel what other people's fears are the most, and you feel how the planet feels. All these bad things that occur. And all I can tell you is that it's 333, and I'll have Jen read to you 333 in a minute because the number stands out. Now, this is where in the stomach meridian is where all disgust is, where you're disgusted by something or somebody's disgusted by you. The expanded importance of self. What about me? You may feel it, or you may have people in your face, and what about me? Okay, the obsession of thinking, or you have people that are obsessed. The egotistical part of you is when you really are into those great amount of fears, and you are, I got it right, you don't. Therefore, I'm going to place my judgment onto you. You have despair, you have nervousness, you have stifled. There are all these things that happen in this meridian, and there's a path of energy that says, oh my God, and you have to, and it subtly picks up the alarm. It's like a fire alarm inside of you. And they are most of the time they're false alarms. But you have been using it for so long, you got to keep yourself strong. And yes, I did say false positive. It's like when you get a pregnancy test. It's a false positive, which means that it's we have a certain amount of hormones that we can produce, and it says that you're pregnant, but it's not really true. What's another false positive? There's a lot of different, she's drawing a blank. There's a lot of different kind of false positive, meaning, yes, it has happened, but it's not for you.
When you were talking about those alarms may have been accurate in your childhood, but they don't serve anymore. They were warnings maybe when you were a little kid. Oh, beware, stranger danger.
Okay.
But
here's another thing. A false positive in a blood test usually means what? Is this person very fearful of being getting a disease?
Yes.
Okay. So a false positive in a blood result, is that good or bad? And that's my question that I have to that person or anybody that's in the chat room that's with us. Because if there's a fear of getting a disease, you know, it can reinforce that you're afraid of needles or you're afraid of doctors, and that you're going to, now this is what I have to really look at. So is this person drawn to them that they need to be sick? No. So now this person is very fearful because they don't want to die, or they don't want to be thought of that way. Okay, so now I need to go a little bit further. What are you really telling me? Is that you can't be yourself. It's like when, you know, the first time you've had sex and you're underage, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to be pregnant. The worst fear is that you do get pregnant and then your parents are going to hate you and reject you. Or it's when you're gay and all of a sudden you don't want to tell anybody because they're going to reject you. You know, I can't be who I am. So it becomes the question of what's going to happen to me. You know, the fear. I was 27 years old, and I wasn't married, and yeah, I had sex. And the thing is I was afraid, even though I told I couldn't have kids, I was still afraid, petrified, that I'm going to be punished for doing something that is wrong. So in my belief system, I had that as wrong. So the question that this person really is asking is, am I sick? The fear of, am I sick? And you have to remember is that why would, you know, why is the soul doing this? So is this person sick? Does this person have, and we got 2 cards. Learning to become aware of your great fear and learning to wanting to heal that out. The spirit place, which I can't remember. Now read number 333 and let's then answer
333, you are completely surrounded, protected, loved, and guided by the benevolent ascended masters.
So you're protected, which means that if you're afraid that you're going to be sick, then just release it. Okay? And then the spirit of place is?
Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question, and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity.
Okay, so what I got was, am I sick? I get no. But is there symptoms that are happening? Yes, and you got to find an explanation to find it. I had 2 people in my life over the course of my years that were told by the doctors you have this great disease, and then found out from another doctor that they didn't. And so I asked Spirit, why would the person do that? Because there's symptoms and you got to find an answer. And so sometimes if to come up with an answer, then that would be good.
Yep. So
okay. So anyways, we're going to go and...
We've got a few, 3 callers.
I'm just trying to figure out if we should quickly go take that quick break, do a promo or something, then we'll come back. Who's the caller that we'll have next?
We have area code 619.
You'll be next.
Next.
And now we're back. So like we said, we're going to take caller.
Area code 619, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Now you may have the radio on in the background. You may want to turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, it was a speaker. I believe I turned it off.
Okay. Thank you, dear. How can we help?
Can you give me some insight to relationships?
Yes. I'd like you to hold the person. Now, you said relationships, even though I feel like there's one, I feel like there could be more. But hold the person into your space. Now, is there one particular person that you're thinking of?
couple.
Couple, that's why I got the S. Okay.
It doesn't.
So give me just
I'm
one.
just not sure if there's feeling mutual or if there's any potential, or maybe it's just I need to meet somebody entirely new.
So, with these people, do you feel the chemistry?
There's chemistry, yeah.
Okay. So now the question is do they feel it in return when it comes to, now again, I don't know, I get more than one person. I'd like you to focus on one person, but I keep feeling more. So we're just going to find out. And what with the certain chemistry is that you're calling in people that are attraction factor. So you're drawing people in that you're used to having. Okay, so now how do I explain this? When I was growing up, the type of family that I had, you will end up attracting that type of people in your relationship. So I kept drawing men in my life that were good but not with me. They had their ways of living. They liked sports. I didn't like it. They liked drinking all the time. It's not that I don't like to drink, it's just that I didn't like to do it all the time. They liked to go to bars, I didn't like to go to bars. You know, so I kept attracting the wrong kind of people. There was great chemistry with them physically, but there was nothing else of substance. So then I asked Spirit to help me heal, and I did, and then I met a man that I didn't have chemistry at first, but I had everything else in common with him, and my heart started to live again, because it was a different pathway. I've never had one. And when I started to build the pathway, then guess what happened? The chemistry came into play, and you talk about falling deeply in love. So right now, the attraction factors is you're bringing in people that are basically, that may not give you what you're really looking for. Jen, what do you got here?
Okay, so there is something that you need to invoke that is below the surface. So there's a quality below the surface. Maybe that's what is not being activated or in the attraction factor because there's a wake-up call on the horizon.
So what I'm getting is that, are you a type of person that is wide open, or do you feel reserved and you don't want to, you have inhibitions where you can't really show yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some inhibitions, yeah.
Okay,
maybe
what's...
it's the fear of being rejected, you know, just...
okay. Yeah. So just remember that you can give 10,000 cues, and in less than a snap, that will determine whether or not that to the person that's looking at you, that you are open to them or not open to them. They would like you to become more wide open, which means you don't have to be vulnerable where they can hurt you, but because when you have your self-esteem, you can be in that vulnerable space and be fine. It is the inhibitions that need to be addressed, and they're saying that that's why you're attracting certain people into your space. I said, what overall does this person need to do? And they said, again, she goes into a muddled state of forgetting who you are. It's like when you're about ready to take a test and all of a sudden you forget the answers. Okay, so when you're wanting to have relationships, the inhibitions get in the way and you can't figure out how to remember how to relate, how to do certain things. You need them to make the first move. You have grown to a point where you can be more bold, but at the same time, your inhibitions freak you out, and it causes you to say, I can't trust. Now, do you feel like you can't trust people?
Certain people.
Certain people.
Not all.
Okay, good. Knowing that you know this, is that it's certain people, is that you may want to heal this out. Now, your soul, your human mindset says, oh, hell no. If I heal that out, then I won't be safe. And all that is a lie. You heal out the reason why you believe you can't trust, you will stop attracting those people in. If you're holding that you have to trust people and you have those examples, then you're still putting the vibration out that says, I have to draw people in that I distrust so I can prove to myself, see, I was right, that's why I can't trust people. And that is what you need to heal. This lens is screwing you over, okay, because you have to hold the proof that somebody's going to hurt me. And it closes you down. If you resolve those times and experiences that said that, yeah, I have all this proof, you resolve that out, and then you tap out that you have to draw people in that you distrust, literally you can change the relationship. What do you got, Jen?
So the cards that I got were about needing to clean house, release the emotional baggage so that you can engage in the mystery.
Okay. So basically, what causes you to lose strength? Okay, are you unable to flirt?
Unable to what?
Can you flirt?
Oh, I can. I just have to get out there to do it.
Okay.
I hear that.
And so the thing is that in order to be able to do that next phase that says, yes, I would like to draw a good man in, is that you have to look at your inhibitions that cause you to lose strength. And those are just, they're not real. They need to go away. They need to stop existing. And the only way to do this is to actually disrupt the signal so your frontal lobe will stop creating the same story. And now I just got to figure out what would be the best healing tool. For you, it would probably be hope therapy, which means that you don't have to do anything but think. I will tell you that you have to hold a certain position, and all you have to do is hold. And if you watch the videos, it'll tell you where else to hold, and all your job is to think. And the main thing you're going to think about is how you can't think, how muddled you get, how everything's up and down, you can't figure it out. You're like, what am I doing wrong? Oh my God, here it happens again. But it's all about being muddled, and it's just your thinking and your emotions and the environment is like not in sync with you. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because they say as soon as you start to get close to somebody, you check out, which creates a muddled effect. And they said that is your first line of defense, and your soul's saying, well, yeah, we can be done with that. We clean that out, we can have our strength back.
Right. Well, what I think I do is I just kind of wait to see if, what they're going to do. They're, wait for them.
So if they're responding.
Now what happens though is what I was telling the one caller as well as I've told Jen is that you have to be okay to put yourself out there. And if you don't energetically put yourself out there, you can physically be out there all you want. You can be waving a red flag and saying, woo-hoo-hoo, here I am.
Right.
But if your energy is not in the space of receiving because your inhibitions stop you, then you can have the story like we tell with Jen. Jen's latest story was when she went to a bar and she's like looking around, hour and a half later, here's all these people passing her by and she goes, what, do I stink? What's wrong with me? She goes to the bathroom, she has a candid conversation with herself. She goes, okay, I'm going to observation mode and I'm going to watch what happens. As soon as she did, she got and she sat down, and within a matter of a few minutes, this guy squeaks on by, gets into her space, and hey, do you know you're putting off a vibe that says, screw everybody, get out of here, I don't want to talk to nobody. And she's like, I am. She goes, oh my God, that's not my intention. And so, and literally, you need to heal how you say, F off vibe, go away, because you...
I don't think I put that out. I don't think I put out there. I don't think I...
Jen didn't think she put that out there either.
But there's a vibe, regardless, whatever the vibe is.
It's kind of like the same line, same vibe type of thing. Maybe it's just maybe it's self-doubt, or it's just not being.
Well, nobody loves
positive.
me. I'm not going to pick up the right guy. It's just that these vibes will stop people from coming into your space, and
I don't feel safe, because then you start thinking of like all the stories of like Criminal Minds and all these CSI shows as you're sitting at the bar going, oh God, I hope I don't pick up that guy. I'm just throwing that out there. That might be something that people think about, when you go out to the bar. God, I don't want to end up in the back, the trunk of some guy's car.
So pretty much you should just be thinking positive the whole time.
No. But those things are in your energy.
We love the idea of you thinking positive, but your foundation is what emanates from you. Your frontal lobe is emanating. You have these fears, and so what's going to get out there? Doesn't matter how many conscious times you positive think. The energy of the foundation is going to say, oh my God, no. And you keep creating the same story.
So that's the hope therapy, is that you would think all these fears, oh my God, I don't want this, and just use the hope therapy to wash those.
That's why I said all you do is just think about, oh my God. And the thing that you're going to heal is, like I said, you go to mwreveal.com, healing tools on the left, look under hope therapy, you're going to hold R3S. R represents right wrist. Third position on the pulse points, and you're going to put your thumb on soft. Your finger's going to go in the middle of your palm, and your right palm's going to go on your hairline and in your forehead. And all you have to do is think. And what happens is, again, when you're in that stress mode and all those things, 80% of blood leaves your forebrain, and so you can't stop yourself from going in stress mode. Well, with this healing tool, the blood comes back up, and it starts to balance out. So that self-talk, blah, 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 starts to calm down. That emotion of the fear starts to disappear. So give it a color and number. You'll be amazed at how you will start feeling like you have more control in your space, because you are literally working with your body and you don't have to do what it tells you to do, which is to go and be in freeze mode. You literally can heal those things. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Happy healing,
so
and do
much.
your best and keep contact with us. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Okay,
All
take
right.
care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
so we have 10 minutes left. What we're going to do is we've got 2 people in queue. We're going to do our best to do it quick. Oh, 1 person?
No, still 2.
Still 2. We're going to do it as quickly as we can. We're going to do our, so go. Area code 561, you're on the air. Hello?
Hello, hi.
Hi, I don't mean to cut it short or anything, but let's just get to the nitty-gritty. Did you have a question, or do you want a general reading?
I'm to the nitty gritty. I want a general reading.
Okay, so here we go. They said that, do you know what humiliation looks like? Or is it that you have to be constantly a humble person?
What was that?
Do you have to be a humble person all the time?
Oh. Well, okay. Yeah, that's a thought. That's a thinking pattern. Yeah.
Okay, what's happening is because you have to always be in this pattern, it then stops you from going in the direction you want. It actually causes you to want to run from your dreams. Does this make sense?
Wow. Yes, it does. It
Okay.
does.
All right, and if that's the case, then they say the quickest thing they want you to do is to heal the fact that you have to be so humble, or you have to do this. It's not a have to for the soul. It was for you when you had to live in the society, but it's actually now causing a limitation because you've grown. You don't need to be that little girl anymore, because now you've collected evidence. They want you to heal how you gotta constantly be, humble and do this. And they say the basic thing is they would like you to heal is do hope therapy. You would hold R2S. R is the right position. Second pelt's point on the wrist. You hold your thumb soft because you constantly are going into an alarm state. So do you have stomach trouble?
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, everything goes there.
Yes.
The abdomen, yeah.
Okay, so again, you're going to go look at Hope Therapy, do what it says, watch the video. Your code is R2S, and you're going to feel the alarm. You're going to feel how you got to heal the humbleness. All of that stuff needs to be healed out, and put it on a scale from 0 to 10, because this is no longer you. This was you at 5. It's no longer you, and you need now to grow.
I know.
All right, Jen, tell her what you need to know, and then we.
Okay, so a birth or rebirth needs to take place. Your connection to the angels, spirit, integrity is going to help you with the negative feelings and emotions that you need to take care of for this to take place.
All right, so grab her. Which angel should she call upon, or goddess, or whatever it's the most? So when she goes to do these healing tools by herself, she'll have more enforcements to have her back. Who should she call in?
Archangel Raphael, who's
Okay.
in charge of healing.
All right, call in Archangel Raphael. Gives you more support. If you're unable to do it alone, go to our website. There's our services. We'll book an appointment and go from there. But
Or call back.
Yeah, and call back during any of our shows. But I know you can do this, okay?
I can.
All right, thank you, dear. Happy healing.
Okay, take care.
All right, we'll take the next caller. And the Skype caller, 111, you're on the air with Brenda and Jen.
Hello.
Hello. How can we help you?
I have a question towards relationships.
Okay. And you want one?
Not necessarily want one. I want to know why does bad stuff keep happening as far as in terms of relationships? Why does stuff go the opposite direction?
Okay, good. Now we're more defined. So, I'm going to ask your soul, how do you know this, and why is it being projected that this stuff happens to happen? And it is that you were supposed to grow up knowing that you know what hopelessness is. Okay? And that you are to not really have your dreams come true. You are like 2 years old and they told you it wasn't going to work. So if you had a dream, or if you just were coloring and you wanted to make a room that was made out of pizza, they're like telling you that it wouldn't work. It is the confidence level of knowing that you have something that has your back. So most of the time the light at the end of the tunnel was told that there is no light. You can't go there. Does this make sense?
Perfect.
Okay, and because of this, they're saying that it literally stops you from having a future. You're chronologically aged now, and basically at 6 years old, you said, well, this is my lot in life. I lived, I learned, and now I'm just going to have to live with it forever. And there's a part of your soul that says, oh, hell no, we can be done with this. And I agree with that. We can be done with this. So how would she heal in order to stop this particular thing? Now, there's a question in part of you when I feel like you were a teenager, probably about the age 16 or 17, that you had to face the world on your own or something like this, and it scared the hell out of you because it literally reinforced why you felt like there was hopelessness. And they're saying that you know what it feels like to always want to run. So your part of your strategy and pattern is you have this funny feeling, oh my God, I gotta run, I gotta flee. Even if you're not consciously doing it, your body is going to try to run like hell. So what I want to address is the running. And so you're going to hold R2D. So you're going to do Hope Therapy. Go to mwreveal.com. On the left-hand side is the healing tools. Look for Hope Therapy. You're going to do R2D. R is the right wrist, second point. And you're going to push your thumb in deep. Your fingers go in the middle of the palm. And then your right hand is going to go on your forehead and your hairline. You're going to think about all the stuff we just spoke about. And you're going to feel how you know what it feels like you want to run. Or you feel like how people want to run from you, or how you don't want to do it. But it can be any degree from to, oh my God, I need to run. So literally scale it, give it a color and number, and just start thinking. All your main job is to think. As long as you're holding those points, you just think. You get it down to color to white and the number to 0. And it pops back up again, you need to keep readdressing R2D because your spleen, which is the protection of your body, is going to start fighting against you if you don't correct this. The pancreas part of it is that you have to not have joy because as soon as you have joy, somebody's going to take it away. So you can't get your hopes up. So literally, you need to address these issues, okay? And Jen has some cards she pulled.
Okay, what they're saying that needs to be purified, and Brenda gave you the how to do that, is that there's parts of you that are submerged, these parts that can't come, they're saying can't come out to play. And so that's what needs to be activated to be more authentic, and then that also helps your attraction factor as far as any relationship with people.
So real quick, were you told that it's not right to love yourself first, put yourself first? If you have any of that belief, you need to look at that and get that out because it literally stops you from loving yourself first. Because it's like you were told that you were selfish.
90 seconds.
Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Perfect sense.
All right, we'd like you to heal. We want you to make sure that you can change this pattern, change the energy that comes out of you and draws this into your space. Just remember, it is fearful, so you need to heal how you think that hope is lost just because you had an idea of hope. We thank you for calling. Please contact us again and call back on the show. We have to actually close the show now. And thank you, my dear, and have a good day. Okay?
Okay.
Take care.
All right. So we have only like a few seconds left. We want to thank people in the room. Tonight we have our show in Sepia, and then on Wednesday, I believe, we have our next show, which is from 7 to 9. But tonight it is from 8 to... So, Jen, you got to go. See you all.
Bye.